growing up in class, we always learned about the Holocaust, Nazi Germany, and Adolf Hitler. Uh, but they have a lot of things that school didn't teach us about Nazi Germany. And some of this shit will blow your fucking mind. I know I won't. Are we ready? Three. Yeah. Two. That way. V Live like Houston. Oh, bro. It's the session. To get into it. So, for starters, what we know about Nazi Germany, guys. Adolf Hitler, insane dictatorship, the slaughtering of around, I think, 6 million Jews and others, the ghettos, concentration camps, and all that jazz. Everybody knows about that. Um, but man, oh man, when you get in that motherfucking rabbit hole on Nazi Germany, you start learning some crazy shit that they had going on. Nazis were some wild motherfuckers. I'm talking about wild. Like, they did some. I mean, just despicable things. But these things that I'm gonna bring up to you, you just might not have known that this, took place in Nazi Germany. One of the first things that kind of really threw me for a major loop about Nazi Germany was the uniforms of the SS. This is where shit gets wild. Like, just almost immediately, it gets really fucking wild. Um, the fucking SS uniforms, which is, I think the SS was like one of the top fucking like securities fucking guys of Hitler, like, the boss guys. But the SS uniforms was made by Hugo Boss. Hugo Boss, the designers that we know now, the clothing line that makes the nice suits, all those nice suits that we see everybody wearing. Oh, it's a nice Hugo Boss suit. Blah 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 blah. Hugo, the actual guy from Hugo Boss, was an early member of the Nazi Germany regime, and they made the SS uniforms. Those real slick coats that they had with the nice creased shoulders, and everything looked all nice and uniformed and whatnot. That's because that's Hugo Boss. Hugo Boss was from Nazi Germany, and we still buy it today. That's wild, absolutely wild stuff. How is it that we are still? How can we sit here and actually say? I mean, talk about cancel culture, you guys. Like, cancel culture is thriving, alive and well. And we haven't canceled shit like Hugo Boss? Dog, what the fuck are we doing? Hugo Boss was in Nazi Germany, bro. Like, he's on the regime, bro. Made the uniforms for the SS, and then there's another one that starts with a W. I can't pronounce it, but he fucking did the suits, bro. Like, we got to make cancel culture make sense with that one. Um, and that's just the tip of the iceberg, guys. The Nazi Germany's, I mean, even taking it back to down to their vehicles. I think some of their war vehicles and plane engines were from Mercedes Benz. Mercedes. Yeah, they were actively involved during Nazi Germany. Yes. And here we are all trying to get a fucking Maybach. Yeah, yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Lots of stuff came out of Nazi Germany that it looks like we're still using today. And that'll throw you way off, man. Like, um, so we got Mercedes Benz, an active company, and Hugo Boss, an active company. Here in America, we're still buying it to this day. Like, if you're listening to this right now and you've had anything Hugo Boss, you're wearing the name of a Nazi Germany regimist. You're wearing the name of a Nazi German. You're supporting a Nazi. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Like at this point, you're supporting a Nazi if you wore a Hugo Boss shirt. What you get?
So what I've seen, what I just researched right now, um, so basically like what people ask is how many Nazi Mercedes are left, and they say it's 5 models. So it's a Nazi dictator's Mercedes-Benz 770 Crosser of Offender, uh,
Yeah, it's a German
touring
name,
wagon,
sir.
yeah,
Yeah.
which the U.S. Army seized after the war, is one of the 3 in private hands. Only 5 models remain.
So they made is that a war truck?
Um, I don't think it's a war truck. No, it's not a war truck.
Mm.
I have to look and see about the other trucks that they made.
But it was used by the Nazi Germans. Like Mercedes made them specific models of cars.
Yeah, they calling it a Nazi Mercedes.
A Nazi Mercedes.
Yes.
That's wild. A Nazi Mercedes is crazy. That's crazy, bro. What the fuck? A Nazi Mercedes? That's what I'm saying, bro. That's actually wild. Like, to have anything associated, like to even have companies still to this day that were even just affiliated with Nazi Germany is crazy. Crazy. And we be canceling people left and right for speaking an opinion, not murdering millions of people. We get on people for saying their own opinions. Now, sometimes opinions might be a little wild and radical, right? But we talking Nazi Germany, bro. Hugo Boss, son. That's crazy. Another thing, man. While Simeon looks up some more little facts about Mercedes, another thing about Nazi Germany, those motherfuckers were onto some shit, man. They apparently figured out 0 point energy and figured out how to make anti-gravity UFOs. I'm not kidding. They had paperwork on it. They had a bunch of technology working on it. They already had crafts made, like prototypes, if not the actual things they were using. And apparently they had the technology to do some wild stuff. And more we know about it too, we go and learn that NASA, which is America's space program, the USA space program, or one of them at least, NASA, we all know NASA, they actually went and hired Nazi Germany's top space scientists to come and work for NASA. And if you didn't know that, that will blow your fucking mind. Simeon, can you look up which scientist from Nazi Germany went on to work for NASA? Because there's a scientist after World War II, after the U.S. went in, took over some shit, there was a scientist that actually was hired by NASA to run America's space program. We'll get that name for you in a second. But it's like, it's starting to just seem to be a trend of like Americans kind of biting off of the Nazi Germany. Like kinda. And I'm almost certain they probably hard bit off their propaganda too. Because Hitler and Nazi Germany had some of the most radical but like crazy propaganda for the time. Like everything was like colored, everything was like, there was pictures, paintings of, their regime, everything was loud, big and bright. It kind of forced people to think certain ways just off their propaganda techniques. So what we know about clothing and cars that the U.S. will go ahead and confiscate and use, what makes you think they wouldn't use some of their strategies? propaganda. Um, I'm not sure if we have any like military techniques from them, but if even how the Nazis said that they had UFOs and or not UFOs, but anti gravity spaceships essentially. Who's to say that America didn't get a hold of those same papers? You know what I'm saying? We find out who that scientist is. What's this guy's name?
Yeah, so I might not know how to really pronounce his name, but it's Werner von Braun.
Warner von
Werner
Braun.
von Braun. Yeah, led NASA's development of the Saturn V rocket that took Apollo 11 to the moon.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Wait, yo. So Warner von Braun, a Nazi scientist, after World War II, went on to work for the U.S. and NASA and helped develop the Saturn V rocket that eventually took Apollo 11 to the fucking moon.
Yes, and also the German scientist was captured in World War II.
Yeah. So they captured the motherfucker and was like, "Well, you can come and work for us."
Yeah, so it was about 120 German scientists.
So there wasn't just one, there was 120 German scientists
Yes.
that went on to work for NASA.
Yes.
Wow. 120 or whatever, somewhere around that ballpark, scientists went on from Nazi Germany, Nazi German scientists, 120 about. So went on to work for NASA, and they went on to help send us to the motherfucking moon.
Exactly.
I mean, one big step for man fucking kind. When was there care for mankind when they was doing all the bullshit? Or using their brains and smarts for radicalness? I mean, that shit is crazy, bro. Like, so the U.S. just using Nazi German shit. Like, so are we fucking Nazi Germany, bro? Like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah,
this shit.
I think they keeping it going.
You think so? Like, it sounds like they're keeping that shit going because from Hugo Boss, one of the top brands we know of, when Mercedes make one of these top car brands that we got. You got, and then NASA, the fucking leading space program of the world, is all run by Nazi. And that's actually crazy. So it's all about following the money, guys. Follow the money and you'll find some weird shit. Another crazy fact that we actually have. It's a fact now. It's a fact because it was from one of his lead physicians. But Hitler and all the Nazis were the leadership. They were fucking hooked on meth. They were meth heads, bro. It's funny, like, because no one, like, in school you don't learn about any of this shit. But when you get older and you start reading, you learn that they were fucking meth heads. I think they took it in like a pill form. And Hitler was an actual meth head. A very hardcore, in the closet junkie. Like, we're talking about a junkie. And it makes sense why they were doing some of this wild, weird shit. He was a fucking junkie. There's even footage. And I'm gonna dig so hard to find this footage. But there is footage of him tweaking out at the fucking Olympics. When Jesse Owens like wins and all that shit, like he's like, on some meth shit. Like, on some crystal methamphetamine. Adolf Hitler was doing crystal methamphetamine. Bro, methamphetamine is a crazy word, by the way. But bro was doing meth. Hitler was wild, bro. Wild. Also, I learned that Hitler failed in fucking art school. Like, he was like a failed fucking artist. So that nigga started taking meth and then did some wild shit. Yeah, man. So this is some crazy. I mean, when I started learning about some of these facts, bro, about Nazis and Nazi Germany, bro, the shit was crazy. The biggest thing, aside from the Hitler and all them being on fucking meth, that I fucking learned about Nazi Germany was their voyages to Antarctica. And apparently, Hitler and Nazi Germany figured out the way to enter Earth. Now, I'm not going to stem off to the hollow Earth theories with Agartha and all that jazz. But if you know, you know, you know about the hollow Earth, you know about Agartha. We'll cover one of these days. Hitler and his people apparently found their way through inner Earth. And if you know anything about the U.S. and this trail this pattern that we have of following things that Nazi Germany has done after World War II, there was a very specific voyage that the U.S. took to Antarctica, and that was Project High Jump with Admiral Byrd. And Admiral Byrd definitely came back saying that there was more land beyond the Antarctica and that there was inner Earth. So I don't know if Hitler was necessarily wrong, but apparently Hitler knew that there was an inner Earth. Apparently Hitler knew that there were extraterrestrial beings, and apparently Hitler had information from these extraterrestrial beings, which is why he was able to create 0 point gravity technology and build a fucking UFO. And apparently that's why the U.S. had to step in, man. Like, shit was probably a lot deeper than we think. I think Nazi Germany had a lot of fucking power and a lot of fucking knowledge. And dig this. Aside from the escape, the inner Earth or whatever, it is still to this day believed that Hitler's body was never actually recovered. So after doing, the testing on the skull and body that they received of the headshot wound, it was supposedly a body of like a 30-year-old female. It was never Hitler. And there's been sightings, quote unquote sightings of Hitler being in places like Argentina. And if you know anything about Argentina, there's a huge German population up in the random mountains of Argentina. Like huge. There's like a German fucking town in Argentina. Why is there a random fucking German town in Argentina? Because rumors that a lot of these descendants and people of the Nazi Germany, they escaped. They got the fuck out of there. And if you think that they rose to power so fast and did not have a pretty intricate escape plan, you're fucking crazy. And a guy like Hitler was obviously he wanted to get anything done that he wanted to get done. So he probably was very radical. He probably sent people places at all the time. He probably demanded people do a bunch of shit. So, it can get done. It can get done. He moved to power pretty fucking swiftly. Like pretty fucking fast. He conquered shit pretty fast with their like blitzkrieg style. Blitzing motherfuckers. Just bum rushing the shit out of fucking people, just changing war styles. Like they were fucking meth heads doing wild shit. There were experiments on people. Wild shit. And that's what leads me to believe, like, if there were 120 scientists from Nazi Germany, and we know that some of these scientists and doctors were like doing experiments on people, people's faces, people like literal human experimentation. It scares the fuck out of me when you hear that the CIA did MK Ultra and the Montauk project. It's like, bro, are we fucking Nazi Germany, bro? Like, I mean, man, it's some wild, 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 wild stuff, guys. If you guys look it up, take a chance to really dive into Nazi Germany and like some of this wild shit that was going on, man. And what I'm naming is, just a piece of the pie. Literally just a piece of the pie. This is not even like the hardcore. This is like just the stuff that's like, really? What the fuck is the U.S. on, and what the fuck is the U.S. doing with these Nazi Germany? Now, like, I get it with like, you can make the argument that like, all right, look, if Nazi Germany, yeah, they were fucked up, but they had some like top minds that could help propel us as a country forward. I understand that 100%, but at the same time, these motherfuckers was sick in the head, bro. Like, they out here smoking shit. They smoking meth and smoking shit. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't, to get to the moon, I think we would have got there. We would have figured out how to get there. I don't think we need Nazi Germany on how to get there. But all of this stuff, the main thing that makes me concerned is that we didn't even really find Hitler. Like, we never really found his dead body. Like, we say bro killed himself, but bro really didn't kill himself. Like, bro dipped. And if we took some of their fucking like scientists, like, obviously bro dipped. like honestly, I feel like if we took their top scientists, we damn near took Hitler. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Hitler might have been in the background of the CIA or some type of political stand, or I don't fucking know, because the shit is wild. We still shopping Hugo Boss. We still shopping Mercedes Benz. You know what I'm saying? We still talking about the moon landing being one of the greatest accomplishments in the history of man, and the Nazi scientists did that. So I don't know, man. You guys can take it into account. We're gonna do a fucking part 2 on this Nazi Germany shit, because it's so much stuff to cover about Nazi Germany that it's like, bro, it's why. Nazi Germany just within itself is the biggest rabbit hole I've like been in lately, because it's crazy shit, bro. Crazy shit, But yeah, man, this isn't to like praise the motherfuckers either, y'all. Like, don't get on my ass on, like, fuck you, no, fuck the Nazis, all that weird shit. But we got to talk about it, G. If fucking happiness out there, we gonna talk about it on some high shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, meth heads, Hugo Boss, and a lot of other wild shit that we can only fathom to think about. If you guys want to hear more, let me know in the comments. Hey, if you guys know anything about Nazi Germany, some wild, crazy shit, put it in the comments. Let me know. Tell me. Let me know what's going on. We can talk about this all day. We'll open up the discussion, and eventually we'll open up some discussion forums for this shit, you guys, and get this shit really going. And do a Q&A pod or something like that. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, all that shit. Hit the subscribe button, guys. It really helps out the channel. It keeps us moving. And I appreciate you all, guys. This is the session, man. We signing out.